Hello. In this example, we're going to factor f of x equals 6x cubed plus 19x squared plus 2x minus 3 into linear factors given that negative 3 is a zero of f. Now, the first thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and prove that negative 3 is a zero of f. To do that, we're going to use synthetic division. So again, using negative 3 here, and then writing down the coefficients, we have 6, 19, 2, negative 3. And now notice that none of these are missing a degree, so we don't need to include any zeros here. So bring down the 6, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, and add. Fantastic. We've just proven that negative 3 is a zero of this function. Now, what that means is that you can actually write this down, because if negative 3 is a zero, the actual polynomial, or the factor that goes with it, is x plus 3. So x plus 3 and negative 3 are the same thing here, because x plus 3 is a factor of f of x if negative 3 is a zero of f of x. So that means that you can actually write this down as x plus 3 times, now notice that this is degree 3, so we're going to go down to degree 2 and use these coefficients over here, making this 6x squared plus x minus 1. But notice that we want to factor this into linear factors. Now, whenever we say linear, we want to see them in the form of x plus b. Now, x plus 3 is in the form of mx plus b here, but 6x squared plus x minus 1 is not, because that is a quadratic factor. So what we want to do instead is we want to factor the quadratic if we can. And in this case we can, and the easiest way to see how to do that is to use bottoms up. Now remember, with bottoms up, I take this 6 over here and I move it over here to the negative 1 by multiplying, and that allows me to write down x squared plus x minus 6. And this factorization is, well, there's an x here and x here. This negative means one's positive, one's negative. The question is, what multiplies to 6 and subtracts to give you 1? Well, that's just 3 and 2. Now, because this is positive, the larger of the two numbers must be positive. Therefore, this is 3 here and 2 here. Now, because I multiplied this last term by 6, I need to divide each of these by 6 and simplify. So that's going to give me x plus 1/2 and x minus 1/3. And notice that the denominator comes up. And so those will give you the factorization of 6x squared plus x minus 1. And those factors are 2x plus 1 and 3x minus 1. But notice that I still have the x plus 3 here, so I need to write it down as well. So that's going to give me f of x is equal to 2x plus 1, x plus 3 times 2x plus 1 times 3x minus 1. And notice that all three of these are linear now. However, notice that you could have actually proven these as well using synthetic division, but sometimes it's easier to do it that way, sometimes it's not. It's up to you, really. But anytime you have quadratic, it's almost always a good idea to just factor it like you normally would. Alrighty. So because I've got ice cream music playing out here and you can probably hear it, I'm going to go ahead and end the video. Y'all have fun. I'll see you next time.